Money FM 89.3, best of breakfast. Mind your business, only on Money FM 89.3.
Imad Akhtar here with Mind Your Business. Now, research shows that over 80% of businesses are either using or planning to use AI-driven automation in some form, whether it's chatbots, predictive analytics, or hyper-personalized content recommendations. A recent report by McKinsey found that AI-driven personalization can boost revenues by 10 to 30% while improving customer engagement. But this does raise a concern among marketers: data fragmentation and its impact on decision-making and consumer trust. So how can businesses use AI to enhance rather than replace meaningful customer connections? And what do marketing leaders need to do to strike the perfect balance between automation and authenticity? Let's find out with Gabie Boko. She's the Chief Marketing Officer at NetApp. Gabie, welcome to the show.
Oh, so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Now, first and foremost, on your website, you are described as the intelligent data infrastructure company. Can you describe what you guys do?
Absolutely. It's data storage, quite frankly. And the way we like to think about it is that you can't have just data storage if you're not thinking about how to make that intelligent. And intelligence today is more than just AI. It's about how things like security, how AI, workloads, how everything is integrated into making your data infrastructure the best for the data workloads that you have to run. So we like to call ourselves the intelligent data infrastructure company because we believe in thinking about intelligence first.
Yeah, Gabie, how do you see AI transforming the way brands connect with customers from the perspective of a CMO?
You know, I believe that every marketer is here to build markets, and we're also the biggest risk takers in a company. So as far as I'm concerned, marketers need to be using AI for a couple of different things. Number one is data. Marketers use a lot of data, both in terms of their brand, in terms of demand, but also they're also at the heart of customer data inside their own company. So marketers both have a pulse on their customer data as well as how they're trying to go to market. And a marketer needs to be able to think about that data, to use that data, and to create from that data. And that's really what AI is there to do for us, right? But it starts at the data level. And if you don't get the data right, and if you're not able to think about what you need to do with that data, and you're not connecting AI to that data, then you're not really able to make the types of decisions with speed. You're not able to be secure about it, and you're not able to really contribute to making markets.
Yeah, so on that note, what do you see as the biggest data management challenges companies are facing in shaping a successful AI strategy today?
You know, I think it really is about data, especially with data management, right? I think that a lot of companies have put off some of their data infrastructure needs, even some of their data needs, or some people have just been a little bit overwhelmed by the volume of their data. NetApp's data complexity report really talks about that 72% of actually organizations in the APAC region are saying that AI adoption has led to an increase in security challenges in their business, another data challenge, right? But I think that what that really means is that the complexity of data, the challenges that come from securing that data, from really thinking about what you want to do with it, that's the biggest challenge for AI. It comes from, what do I need to do? What have I put off? And how do I get to it so that I can use it most effectively with speed?
Yeah, some of the customers you have under your watch, NVIDIA, AstraZeneca, Aramco, DreamWorks, what are some of the AI use cases you've seen with these customers?
Yeah, that's great. Johnson & Johnson, let me give you Johnson & Johnson, not a name you use, but they're using both large and small language models, right? Because that helps them devise and tailor complex healthcare challenges. But with NetApp and NetApp's data infrastructure, they're using their AI Center of Excellence to balance both the security and scalability to innovate more in their healthcare in specific areas. So I think what it says is that security is a very strong need, and it's, especially as you're continuing to create and innovate, that's what J&J uses it for. And Pengyan in Hong Kong actually is a service provider, and they use AI and use NetApp to basically customize and deploy pre-configured solutions to really get to their customers faster. And it's a single system, so they can consolidate all their data and get workloads and everything up and running faster with less complexity. So they're using it to get faster to market and to not spend as much time dealing with, complex processes. So I think there's definitely right balances for what you need. Either you're going to protect your growth and innovation, or you just want to get to market faster.
Yeah, you talked about a unified infrastructure, or a single system is the term you used. Many companies operate on legacy infrastructure, perhaps even some of the names that I dropped a few minutes ago. How does NetApp help businesses integrate AI solutions without major disruptions?
Yeah, thanks for that question. That's a really important part of how we think about what we do. We call this the age of data, right? And what we're excited about is that in that age of data, we are dealing with data that's critical to organizational success. And while that's harder, as we've talked about, the unified approach is about integrating your data storage and your data management across your environment. So we've always talked about a single pane of glass. What we're saying, it goes beyond a single pane of glass. We're saying you want the software, you want the security, you want everything that you use to manage your processes integrated so that you can ensure that that data is moving, you can ensure that it is both agile, and you can ensure that it's resilient. So AI continues to reshape the whole IT technology landscape. The faster and more integrated everything is from the beginning. That's really what true unified means. It means that, quite frankly, you're not operating in silos. You are beginning from a silo-free infrastructure.
Yeah, AI is certainly disrupting industries across the board, but AI adoption can, of course, be costly. We all know this. So how does NetApp help businesses optimize AI infrastructure costs while maintaining efficiency?
That's another really, really great question, right? When you think about the cost, you think about where are your cost lines? Is it with your data? Is it the data complexity that's where your cost line is? I think what we like to say is that the total cost of ownership starts by an intelligent data infrastructure. So if you're thinking about it in silos, then you're going to plan in silos. What you really should be doing is thinking about your data in a single view or thinking about it in a single workload, right? So when you think about how to deliver your goals, you should be doing it from a unified approach. You should be thinking about how intelligence and security are integrated. That's really the best way to get total cost of ownership reduction. The last thing on that really is, how do you think about your data? And I think that that's really data management planning. What is it that you're here to do? AI is here to assist, not replace. So if you're thinking about it, don't worry about what it's going to replace. Think about where it can help you, and that'll help you prioritize and work on the data that's going to be most important first, versus maybe trying to go in and replace data that you don't have to deal with anymore. So again, it's unification and the integration, but it's also prioritization that helps that total cost of ownership reduction that you get from NetApp and from AI.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to the process by which you determine how you price your solutions for clients. Is it tiered? Is it outcome-driven, sales-driven?
Oh, I would love to answer that question, but that, I think we'd like to do it based on the customer.
Sure.
Right? If you're a partner, then you're going to have, if you're a partner of ours, then we certainly have a price list. If you're a customer, though, we're really going to look at what you've got, and we're going to price based on what you need. We're certainly not going to charge you for more than what you need. I mean, I would say that we're based on value and outcomes, and that's how we like to partner with you.
Yeah, we have talked about security and compliance when it comes to handling big data. So what are some specific measures that NetApp has taken to prevent AI-driven cybersecurity risks or data breaches for that matter?
We like to say that NetApp is 99.9% secure. We are the most secure storage on the planet. And we say that because, again, back to that integrated perspective. If you're not APIing or connecting all your data planes or all your data infrastructure, then and spending time on those integrations, then you are focusing on what you need to do with the data. NetApp integrates and builds in its security across the board, from the software through the data management all the way into the box itself. So that's what gives us our most secure storage on the planet. That is what really integrated and embedded security looks like. That's what we believe the future of intelligent data infrastructure actually is.
So would you say that security is your USP when it comes to benchmarking against your competition? Because there are other leaders in the space that provide smart, automated, and cloud-ready solutions. I'm talking Dell EMC, Pure Storage. What would you say to customers who are curious as to why they should pick NetApp over the others?
I think security is definitely a key. 99.9% secure is kind of a really big thing. I think total cost of ownership is something that I would say, somewhere between, depending on what you're deploying, 65 to 85% total cost of ownership cheaper than our competitors. And I think our ability to have amazing cloud partners such as AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure help us do that. Lastly, I think when you're thinking about what value is something you're looking for, quite honestly, you're looking at sustainability value, right? Are you looking at products that have, more than 50% reduction in sustainability goals? I think really we try to be better, or even better than ourselves, but better than our competitors on every single mark. And honestly, it comes from that integrated, unified, intelligent data infrastructure that we believe in so much.
Yeah, Gabie, we've seen AI take over many traditional marketing functions, be it data analysis, content generation, customer segmentation. So my next question is, how do you see the role of the CMO evolving in the coming years?
Yeah, I think that marketers have to be as much experimenters as engineers are. But I do think that as you think about AI as in terms of ChatGPT helping your text, your content build, you're really optimizing and gaining efficiencies there. What you need to be able to do is to balance where you use AI and then how you deploy creativity at the same time. It's important to say, maybe AI is going to help you deliver on the promise of digital and personalize at a level you've never been able to personalize. But if you aren't creating really unique content that meets your customers' needs, then you're missing the promise of AI and you're focusing on the efficiency. And I think you have to be able to do both. And that's what I think most CMOs are looking for now is I need to be able to be creative and I need to be able to experiment and be ahead and use AI to the most possible advantage I can.
All right, Gabie, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. We were talking to Gabie Boko, Chief Marketing Officer at NetApp, about how businesses can use AI to enhance rather than replace meaningful customer connections. Stay with Money FM 89.3.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.